12-0, gets a 36-second knockout at the Bosch Arena in London. In his first main event, he knocks out the veteran Alan the Savage Babbage in a tremendous show, and now it seems like he's one of those youngsters coming up in the UK heavyweight scene that is on the verge and on the cusp of making a lot of noise. We know about his father, Big John Fisher, but now it's young Johnny Fisher's time to shine. And I do believe he is joining us from the All England Club. Is that accurate? Here he is, Johnny Fisher. Hello, Johnny. How are you?
Hello, Ariel. Great to speak to you, my friend. Yes, I'm at Wimbledon today. Not the best weather, but brilliant to be here nonetheless.
What a legend you are. Now, are you under the rain? Are you getting wet right now? What's going on?
A little bit of drizzle, but in England we just call it drizzle. When it's pelting it down, when it's hammering it down, raining cats and dogs, that's when we get out of it. But we can bear with the drizzle. It's no problem.
You're not uncomfortable, because I feel bad for you that you're out there in the drizzle.
Don't be silly. I'm pleased to be on here, and I'm enjoying it. It's refreshing.
Okay, fair enough. And by the way, are you missing an important match right now to do this interview?
No, not particularly. We watched a bit of the tennis, but I enjoy walking around. I'm with my friend Matty from Matchroom, and we enjoy walking around, seeing a few of the bars, seeing some of the youngsters play matches on the smaller courts as well. So it's just nice to be here in the ambience of it all as well.
Yes, the legend Matty Lawless of Matchroom.
Yes.
Great man.
Big up, Matty.
By the way, what are the people saying to you as you're walking around just a couple days removed from your massive win in the main event? Are you getting recognized? Are you getting noticed? Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I've been recognised a few times. There's a few Bosch soldiers here, which is always great to see. But it's great because I've got such a mixed and varied support base, people from all different walks of life. We could be in a rugby match at Twickenham or here in Wimbledon, where we've got that sort of middle class edge to it, and there's people here. Or we could go to a pub down Romford and we'd have supporters. The Bosch soldiers, they're from all walks of life, and that's something special, I think.
Yes, and have you had the strawberries and cream yet?
Of course I have. I've had a helping of that, and we've had a bit of Korean fried chicken, and I'm feeling peckish again now, so we're going to have something else before we go back to centre courts.
I thought the Fishers only mess with the Chinese, not the Korean food as well. You do it all.
I'm dabbling in it. I'm dabbling a little bit in various different cuisines. I'm extending my palate, as they say. So yeah, enjoying it.
And I'm sure you're enjoying what's happening in your career, Johnny. What a scene it was for you on Saturday. Does this all feel real? I mean, like you've said, 4 years ago, you're out there delivering meat and cheese with your dad, and now here you are, 7,000 strong, people, talking about you in these big fights. You're out there, 36-second knockout, my friend. I mean, does this feel real? Have you digested it all?
Yeah, I have, and it does feel real, Ariel, because I know that this is just a fight, and then the next fight I've got to do the job again. So I keep my feet firmly on the ground, and that's testament to my dad as well. He does support me, he does big me up, but in private and behind closed doors, he keeps me level-headed. And I've got great people around me, a great family, a fantastic night at the Bosch, as you said. But it's my job to do that, and I've got to do it again, and I've got to stay focused. And I think the last few months I've really had a mentality change, and I've always took things seriously, but now, even after fights, I have a few days off, but I want to get back to healthy eating quicker. I want to rest better. I want to make sure I'm ticking all the boxes I should a little bit better, because as you go up the levels, you've got to make sure you've got that elite mindset. And I think that's the corner I've got to turn now as I move up the levels.
What helped you have this mentality change? Like, what was the turning point for you?
I said about this on a press conference after, actually. I saw when Anthony Joshua knocked out Francis Ngannou, the day after he was swimming, he was doing pull-ups, he was doing some sort of training. And I think to have that astuteness, that professionalism, that is the bare minimum that should be required for an elite athlete. And who better to follow in the footsteps then, or try and emulate in a tiny way, or whatever way I can, try and copy someone like Anthony Joshua, who's the consummate professional. I might never be half as good as him, but if I can copy his diligence, copy his commitment, then I'll give myself the best chance of being the best version of myself.
I love it. Before the fight, the pre-fight press conference, Alan was saying a lot of things to you, and I know there's respect, and I saw you guys afterwards, but it was almost like, you're not on my level, and I felt like he was trying to put you down a little bit, like, hey man, chill, and you maybe didn't appreciate it, and were telling him to stop with the talking. How did you internalize all of that?
Yeah, listen, people get up for fights in whatever way they need to get up for it. Alan needs to have this alter ego of the Savage. He needs to get himself motivated. He has to think that everyone's against him, or that I'm against him in any way. But I've got no personal beef with Alan. I did class him as a friend. I still do class him as a friend. I've got a lot of respect for him. He's a fighting man. He's a tough man. I don't have to do that to get myself up for it. All I have to do is know that I've got to give the best performance for myself and my family, and that's all I need. And no talking will ever make that any more important or less important. I've just got to do my job, and my job is to go in there and try and demolish the person in front of me.
Did you feel like he was disrespecting you?
Not too badly, if I'm being honest. It was all going over my head, to be honest. It's all smoke and mirrors. Talking is just talking. Words are just words. He's doing what he's got to do, and I didn't feel disrespected. No, I didn't take any of it personally.
Okay, well, that is good to hear. As far as headlining your first show and so close to home and all those people buying the tickets, you have an amazing amount of supporters. Were you feeling the nerves? Were you feeling the pressure of being the headlining act?
Definitely in the build-up to the fight in the weeks before, that was a pressure, but that pressure motivates me. It makes me train hard. But oddly enough, when I got into the changing room, I'm normally a little bit nervous, a bit tense there, but I wasn't feeling it as much. And I was thinking to myself, is this a good sign or a bad sign? But it obviously was a good sign. And I think that is just testament to the way that I'm now being able to deal with the pressure. I've done this a few times now. Although it's my first headline, I've been boxing in front of crowds of thousands of people from when I first started because of the amount of tickets I sell. So I think that's standing me in good stead, and I'm seeing the benefits of that early baptism of fire now. Do you know what I mean? Being in my fights in my fifth fight at Ali Pally at O2, thousands of people there. I've been there and done it before, so this felt no different, if I'm being honest.
When you signed with Matchroom, did you think this early in your career you'd be headlining shows and selling this many tickets?
I did not think that in my wildest dreams. I know when I fought in an amateur fight at my university, I sold 500 tickets, and I thought, I've got a great loyal fan base in Romford and a few of my mates at university. But when I fought in front of them crowds at the very beginning, I couldn't even fathom how big it was. There were 2,000 people there for me, and they've come from all over even then, and it's just growing and growing, and it's testament to the great people I've got around me and how word can spread from my university. They all go back to their towns where they were brought up, and people want to come and watch. And I think it's a lot to do with heavyweight boxing as well. People want to see heavyweights go in there and give it 110%. And my style lends itself to an exciting fight. So although we've got all the stuff around the fight, my dad, me, the love of Chinese, the banter, that's great. But the substance of it comes down to the fact that I'm a heavyweight boxer and I go in there and I have a proper tear up.
Why do you think people love you and your family so much? Why do you think you have this fan base and this connection with the people?
I think it's because we don't try and pretend to be something we're not. In a world of social media where it's important, where it seems to be a growing thing that people want to give off a certain image of who they are, we just give off who exactly we are. We are who we are. We're just a normal family. We're not rich. We're not poor. We love a Chinese on a Saturday night. I've got 2 mad brothers and a little sister and loads of dogs running around in my house, and people see that. My mum's always moaning at my dad. My dad's always got something going on. 1 minute he's in Mallorca, the next minute he's in Australia doing DJ sets. It's a mad old world we live in. And I think people buy into the authenticity. We don't dress it up. We just be who we are. And I think people can buy into that in this modern world where people are trying to be someone they're not all the time, you know?
One of my favorite things to watch, it's become obviously very well known, but even in the early days, I feel like I was on this bandwagon rather early, is just watching.
Been there for a long while.
That's right. Watching your dad order Chinese gives me such joy. I don't know what it is. It's just, there's something so beautiful about it. And I'm just wondering, like, how, in your opinion, did this all start? Like, for him to just become this sensation where he's selling 5,000 tickets to do a DJ set, like, where did this all come from?
Well, a lot of it's got to be given to my brother Henry as well, who does social media, and he's the one who, my dad didn't even know he was on TikTok at first, and he kept posting videos of my dad moaning about my mum's burnt dinners and how he wanted the Chinese, the excitement on his face when he's ordering, the anxiousness when he's trying to dish up before anyone else and take all the food first. But obviously I was boxing before and selling tickets, thousands of tickets before my 4th and 5th fight, and he sort of came into the fold and people saw his personality more through the TikTok videos, and then for him supporting me, and he's just taken it to a stratospheric level, the way that he's gone, and he gets recognised not only in England, but as you said, in Australia. He could be in Belgium and people know who he is. It's just all over the world. He's got fans, and I think it's because he is a real bloke. He's a big bloke. People can relate to the fact that sometimes they are a bit greedy and they overindulge, and they look at Big John and they see him as a bit of comfort that they're not the only one, you know. But I just think it's him being real. Everyone in England can relate to having a Chinese on a Saturday night. It's a comforting thing. It's a family time. That's what it is. It's not just about the food. It's about the week. The working week is done. Saturday night, put the telly on, watch a bit of Match of the Day, which is like our football highlights program, and you can enjoy a bit of family time and know that you don't have to get up for work in the morning. And I think a lot of people can relate to that.
I appreciate, by the way, the fact that you tell me what match of the day is. Not recognizing the fact,
As if you don't
Johnny.
know.
Come on, Nottingham Forest right here. You know.
Oh, you got Nottingham Forest on the front
Yeah.
there.
We're
Sorry, mate,
working
didn't
class
realise.
people too. We don't go for like the big clubs.
You are.
Yeah. Who do you support?
Yeah, that's it. I don't really have a team, if I'm being honest.
Oh.
West Ham's our local club, but I love going to watch some of the lower level clubs, as you said. Peterborough, I go up to there. We've got a little affiliation with them. And Leighton Orient, who my dad actually played for to the age of 18, believe it or not.
Wow.
He actually played football before. But he played for them to the age of 18. He then says because he met my mum, she made him fat and he didn't want to train anymore. But yeah, Leighton Orient's got a big resonation for us, and we'd love to fight there one day. But I love football. Football is religion where we live. Everyone grows up playing football. I played football for my district and my county side, and yeah, football is life where we are. And we've sort of garnered that sort of football feel with the fans, like the Ron Football Army. They're like a football team in a way, but it's mad because you've got Millwall fans mixing with West Ham fans. You've got Arsenal fans and Tottenham fans side by side, and it's a great thing that we've created there.
So you played football. You also played rugby. Who introduced you to boxing?
Yeah, I boxed before any of that when I was young, 5 or 6 years old. My dad did a bit as well. He boxed at the Repton, as you know, is a famous club in London. The Lion. He had a few amateur fights. And I've always just loved boxing. We've all done boxing, all my brothers, when we was young, and I was the only one who stuck to it. I used to love watching Rocky on the telly. On the telly when I was young, I remember shadow boxing at my birthday parties, trying to show off to people. And I fell out of it when I broke my hand playing rugby at sixth form. For the next few years, it's probably the best thing that ever happened, because from 16 to 19, I wasn't boxing. I was playing rugby. Got that physicality up, and fell back into boxing when I was 19 after a break. That was the best thing that ever happened, and we're here now.
You decided to pick it back up. Who told you hey, you could get back on this path? How did you come back to it?
Well, I was at Exeter University, and I saw they had a little boxing club there, a little amateur boxing club run within the university itself by the students. And I actually met a good friend of mine who's still a friend now, called Zane. He was from Dagenham, and this was quite a posh university, and I was from Romford, he was from Dagenham, sort of stuck together a little bit, and we had a bit of a resonation with each other. And he was doing some really good, like Floyd Mayweather style pads with some people, and I thought, wow, that looks amazing. So I just started hitting the pads one day, enjoying doing it, helping a bit of fitness with the rugby, and then just kept going back, doing it again and again. Didn't even think I wanted to box again. I just started doing it, and we eventually said, let's have an amateur fight at the Exeter University at the Students' Union. Done 500 tickets there. A load of 200, 300 people came down from Essex. It's about a 4 or 5 hour drive from Essex, my university, and then the rugby boys and a few of my mates from university came out as well. And I knocked him out in the first round. I had another one there, knocked him out in the first round. And I thought, why not just see where we can go with this? That's when I met Adam Morley and Sam Jones. Started sparring a bit with Joe Joyce, because I just thought, wow, this is amazing. If I can do a few rounds with Joe Joyce just as a fan, what an amazing story to tell my friends, tell my family. Sparred him, sparred Dave Allen. Then I got invited to go out to Las Vegas to spar with Joe Joyce while I was at uni. Sam Jones rang me up. I couldn't believe it. I was in the library and I just thought, wow, I've got to do this. Still finishing my university exams. Sparred Joe over there. COVID happened. Sam Jones and Adam Morley said, why don't you just turn pro and have a go? There's no job outlets for you at the minute. Obviously, with everyone shut down, you can train through lockdown. Had a fight in lockdown with Eddie Earn, and the rest is history. We just keep going. We've got to keep building. We've got a long way to go and keep going.
I love it. I saw the video with you and Dave Allen yesterday. You guys are being so kind to each other. It's like you're trying to bring him up, and he's saying, I'm not quite there. And I know that he's had some hard times, but it was just so friendly. You would never think that you're two guys who are trying to maybe set up a fight with each other.
I don't think that's our mentality, to think, oh, we've got to hate each other to go in there and knock 7 bells out of each other. It doesn't matter if you're my best friend or not. I'm going to go in there, and you know what I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you aggression. I'm going to give you hard work. And I know how tough Dave Allen is. I remember watching him as a fan growing up, fighting Lucas Brown. I actually sparred him before that fight. He belted me for about 6 rounds, but I just hung in there. He was the first professional I ever sparred, and he belted me. But one thing I learned from that spar is I can be a professional boxer because I'm tough. I didn't give up, I kept coming forward and didn't go down, just kept taking it. So It'd be great. It'd be a great story in my life if I can go from sparring him before his fight to then going to fight him and in my own show. So yeah, he's a great guy, Dave Allen. He's very humble himself.
You've sparred Daniel Dubois as well, right?
Yeah, he's very good. It's very good to spar Daniel Dubois. He's fighting Joshua obviously on September.
You like his chances? You think he has a shot against AJ?
Oh, 100%. He has a shot against any one of the heavyweights. I think even his performance against Usyk, I know there's debate over whether it was low or not. I thought that was a peach of a shot. And if you can do it to Usyk, you can certainly do it to Joshua. I do favour Joshua in that fight. I think he would be the favourite going into that, but he's got more than a puncher's chance in that fight.
Any chance they put you on that card, or is it filled up?
I'm not sure. I think it's filled up, but I'm looking to get out as soon as I can. There's a show in Manchester I like the look of, Catchwell versus Regis Prograis. It'd be great to see some of the Northern Romford Army and go and have a show up there. But just relaxing this week and seeing what happens in the next few days, what they come up with.
By the way, one thing I was wondering, how does your mom feel about your father's fame?
She keeps him in check very well. Sometimes when he's at the DJ sets doing his personal appearances and he's got pictures taken with young ladies, she'll be raising an eyebrow and stuff as if Big John's going to do anything anyway. But she does give him some stick. She keeps him in check. And I think that's important because it keeps him level-headed. He's got to remember he's just a fat bloke from Romford who loves Chinese, you know. He's nothing special. So she keeps him in check and she keeps our whole household running. She comes round to my house. Does my washing and ironing, sorts my dog out for me in the morning.
Wow.
Does all everything that needs to be done. So she'd do that. She does work for me, but I know for a fact she'd be doing it anyway. But she's a good old-fashioned mum in that sense. And I've got two other brothers and a little sister. And she keeps us all in check and keeps everything ticking, which is what a good mum does.
What do you mean she works for you? Like you pay her to do this?
Yeah. She's my personal assistant, really. She comes round, cleans my kitchen every morning. Because I need that. I don't know how to do it. She makes sure I've always got toilet roll. She makes sure I've got all the little jobs, you know. She does my T-shirts for my fights as well. She makes sure they all get distributed to everyone. So she has got a role within the Romford Army itself. But she just makes my life a little bit easier. If I need a bit of a lay-in, she goes and lets the dog out around the side of the house, makes sure he's fed, does my washing, hangs it up outside.
Wow. And
she'd do it anyway. If I ever say to my mum, I'm going to get someone else to do my washing, you're not doing it fast enough. She's like almost crying that I want to get someone else to do it. And then the best thing that I say is if I wind her up, I say, I'm going to go and take it round to Nan because she does it properly. And she's fuming. She hates it that I would even take it round to my Nan. So I know how to push her buttons as well.
Oh, man, that is tremendous. Yeah. And what about the Chinese order? Will you ever do it or does it have to be your dad who does it?
I can do it when he's away. I can be substituted in, but he just flows so easily from Big John. He knows the menu off by heart. And it would be a bit strange to Stingray or Rufus Richard at the Blue Orchid if I rang up instead of Big John if he was there. But I haven't got it down to a fine art like he has, but I'll try and follow in his footsteps. One day I'll be Big John and I'll be retired and fat and it'll be my turn.
Is it always from the same spot?
Yeah, most of the time we go to this great spot. And you've got to come, Ariel, next time you're in London, the Blue Orchid. Honestly, it's nothing fancy. It's just good, fresh, honest food. The guys in there are great, and they've never been so busy. They've got people coming from Australia, people from Belgium, people from America. When they're visiting London, they come over to the Blue Orchid, and every night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they're busy, and they deserve it because they're great guys, and the food is top notch. No nonsense, does the job, fresh, clean, amazing stuff.
Because of you guys, you put them on the map. You made them famous.
We put them on that map. Big John put them on the map a little bit in terms of not just the local area, but more nationally. They was always known as a great spot in Romford. But if the food wasn't good, people wouldn't keep going back. So you've got to try it for yourself. They've got massive lobsters. They do Dover sole. They get fresh fish from Billingsgate Market every day. They do these amazing scallops. The bones of the dragon are amazing. They're those little bits of rib with salt and pepper paste all over them. Absolutely delicious. You're making me hungry just thinking about it.
The chicken balls that you had on Saturday in the locker room, were they from the Blue Orchid?
Yeah. No, they definitely wasn't. They wasn't that great, if I'm being honest. But after a fight, anyway, I'm not too hungry. Like immediately after the fight, you're buzzing from the adrenaline. But yeah, eating that chicken ball was a little bit forced, you know. But got to be done.
And if I could just ask, obviously your catchphrase is Bosh. Your dad, Bosh. I love it. Your post. Yeah, your post-fight interview is great. How you just end every sentence with it. Could you tell me the genesis of that? I think it's from is it from like a chef or something where it all started, or a reality show guy? Where did it start?
Yeah, Bosh has always been a word that people have used in London, South London more so as well. And then Tom Skinner, who I know, he said it on The Apprentice, and he said Bosh. And then one day my dad said it, like Bosh, differently, like he put a little twang on it. And then on TikTok, the next video when he didn't do it, everyone's like, "Why are you not saying Bosh?" And he just kept saying it, and it came from there. But I think the word itself is just more of an association with Big John rather than the word being what it is, you know? When you say Bosh, the people that know it, they get it. They know it means having a Chinese. They know it means being a fat geezer who doesn't give a monkey whatever anyone says, you know? It's about the inside knowledge of knowing what Bosch is all about, the Bosch movement.
And what is the difference between Bosh and Le Bosch?
Le Bosch is just one of the variations of the international Bosches. You've got Yamas Bosch, Z Bosch, Il Bosch, El Bosch. You've got Donna Bosch. You've got so many different ones. So it's just an appreciation of when Big John's away. If he's in Paris or he's in a pool round Spain, he might throw an El Bosch in. If he's in Australia, it's a good A Bosch, you know. It's just appreciating the Bosch soldiers from around the globe.
And does he train you at all?
No, he has done in the past. He's helped out with our kids' clubs in Ongar ABC when I used to train there, doing a bit of pads. He knows that he's got to stay out of the boxing side of it, the tactical side of it. He's not an expert. He knows a bit about boxing, but he knows my great trainers, Mark Tibbs, Jimmy Tibbs, Sonny Cannon. They're doing their job. He's doing his job, helping me sell tickets and being who he is. So everyone in my team has their role, and that's the way it should be.
You pay him as well?
He does it off his own back. I treat him after fights, of course, but he does it off just because he wants to do it and he wants to help me. And I think that's the best way. But I always look after him. We're going to go on holiday now for a few days to Mallorca. And I've just booked it now for me and my mum and dad and my little sister to go away and the brothers.
Amazing. Two last quick things. How far away do you think you are from the Wardleys, the Clarks, those names in the British scene?
I think I'd give a good account of myself now if I go into them fights. I think I'm near enough there. I'm not saying I'd beat these guys because I'm not arrogant, I'm not flash, but I think I'm nearly there, if I'm being honest. I'd love to win the English title at some point in the next year coming up, the rest of this year. But every fight, I just feel like the camps I go through, I gain more experience. So just got to keep going on the same trajectory I am. Incremental step-ups every time. And then when the time's right, then British title fights will be there.
And finally, this Wednesday, England-Netherlands. What do you think? What are you feeling?
Listen, Gareth Southgate, he's done the job getting us to the semi-final. He's had easy runs, he's had easy touches, but he's got us there, so you've got to give him respect. But I'd just like to see a little bit of freedom in how we play, just a little bit of English spirit coming through, just a little bit of expression. But he's got us here. We're there now. I think the Netherlands, out of the three teams, the other teams that are left, the other two teams, that's the best bet of getting to the final. And once you're in the final, anything can happen. So, Gareth, come on, pull your socks up. It's time to go.
Bosh. Johnny, you're the man. Thank you so much. A real delight having you on for the first time. Congratulations on the big win.
Thank you very much.
Continued success to you and your family.
I appreciate it, Ariel. When you're in London, give us a shout. And you're always welcome round for a chicken ball or two.
Thank you so much, Johnny. Appreciate it. All the best to you.
Thank you, sir. All the best. Take care.
There he is, the great Johnny Fisher. What a legend. What a nice young man. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it very much. Hey, if you like this video, give us the old thumbs up. Subscribe as well. You could get many more of these videos on the channel, so please do that. We would love you forever if you did so.